The trip was innovative and supreme to our life as the Kingdom of Swaziland.
Oh, what an eye-opener.
The trip was awesome.
Well, it was quite interesting, this trip.
Awesome.
What a wonderful trip. A magnificent trip indeed.
When we're just looking at the policies of the country in order to accommodate the use of GMOs. But fortunate for us, we did pass the law which accommodates that. But at the moment, it's just a clause of liability. We are just correcting it now.
Welcome.
I'm so happy to be on this trip because in my country, Swaziland, we are still working with the legislation that is going to allow the genetically modified plants to be planted in the kingdom. So we are expecting to see the advantages of the genetically modified cotton against the conventional cotton that the farmers have been used all over. And we are going to compare what we've been seeing in the laboratory to what is really happening on the ground, talking to the farmers, talking to the producers. We are actually getting to where the tire touches the tar. At the end of this journey, we shall be able to educate our people in Swaziland on the positive and the negative of GMOs.
We want to believe as a country we have started engaging the very same technology level so that we can be able to sustain and empower especially our girl child as well as women projects in Swaziland. Because what I noted is that as much as this has been impaired with a lot of myths and toxicity, but I learned that this technology is viable to sustain livelihoods.
For instance, people were saying biotechnology causes a lot of problems, e.g. like cancer, diabetic, manhood, manhood will affect human beings, That kind of thing is just a hearsay. They've got no proof. They've got no science proof about it.
The myth has just been demystified by a lot of speakers, scientists who unpaired the technology and its opportunities to sustain the African continent especially.
Can you advise me that I can grow this kind of a cotton in my region?
I'll tell you one thing.
We had a lot of negative reports about biotechnology, especially in my country or in other countries. But because of this trip, I have learned that all that was saying bad thing about biotechnology is out of proportion. We've discussed this issue with people who are professional in these fields of technology, researchers, all sorts of people.
We had so many talks and myths about GMOs, but when we came here, we spoke to the farmers who have been practicing the growing of GMO crops for a number of years, others for decades, and none of the negative things that have been said about GMOs were observed or were told about. So the truth of the matter is actually in practice.
I learned that BT can keep us out of hunger, in a nutshell, yeah.
I've learned that biotechnology, it can be very good for the commercial farmers because it can cut them their cost to grow, especially on cotton.
One thing I've learned is that it is not good to criticize before you actually understand the issue.
What I'll have to do as well is to compile a report which I've started compiling for tabling at Parliament so that it can be debated rightfully, because this is a follow-up endeavor to say, indeed, let's amend the liability clause in our Biosafety Act.
I will try and convince my colleagues about biotechnology.
Coming here really opened eyes for me in a way that I'll be able to, back home at work, I'll be able to report what I've learned all the testimonies from the farmers, from the companies dealing with BT. So I think it was a very good tour, which will help me and even the other participants execute whatever duties they're supposed to in their line of work.
Because of this trip, I'm going back to my country, Swaziland, very much armed with knowledge, very much armed with inspiration, and very much armed with zest and oomph to go and debate boldly in Parliament on the issues of GMO.
Now we've got confidence to tell the people that, no guys, don't be afraid, use all these BT and GMOs substances that are not harm to anybody. I think as far as policymakers, we're also gonna go back to the community level where we are being voted from. In the community level, we are going to also try and encourage the scientists to go with us, to sit with the people there, try to explain it. That guys, here are the scientists, they can prove you that this thing is existing and it won't kill you or anybody. There's no harm on the GMOs.